Hi there, everybody. It's Imran Pilati, and today is the 15th of April. It's about 11 p.m. and kind of late. You'll notice the surroundings are a little bit different. I'm here at Tamara's house, and I'm filming my most recent Team Imran update. One of the things, though, I wanted to cover, it's just going to be a different video today, and mainly because a couple of incidents have happened that I definitely want to cover in today's video. Number one, today was the bombing that happened in Boston. Prayers out to all the families that are affected by this horrible, horrible act of terrorism, and I've just been watching it all day today. It's been really hard to hear. So hopefully they catch whoever did this and bring them to justice, because this was just horrific. And the second thing that I wanted to cover was that I got a private message through one of my friends on Facebook, and it's a private matter that she asked me about. I mentioned to her that I would record a video regarding it, but her husband was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and obviously that's a shock to any family at that time. He's fairly young, and it was kind of a question of, well, where do we go from here? What do we do? And I know that they're getting all the legal, the advice from their doctors and what needs to be done and going forward. But I said that I would make her. I told her that I would make a video, because I know a lot of people watch my videos that are either going through cancer themselves or have a family member that's going through cancer, and just to try to maybe have some a faith lift, as I call it, or maybe even just some positive news. And seeing that somebody like myself is beating cancer on a daily basis, and maybe that uplifts them just a little bit to get them feeling good about their battle with cancer, or maybe a family member's battle with cancer. So I wanted to create this video today in a very different way, to where maybe I could just answer this question for her or anybody else that's going through this. So I jotted down some notes as to some things that, as I've been going through my cancer and what has been affecting me, just some things that I've learned during this process. And the first thing that Tamara and I have learned is that we took time to grieve. Finding out that you have cancer is devastating. You instantly think you're going to die and it's going to be horrible and those types of things. And we had those thoughts, obviously. You want to be as positive as you can, and everybody knows that I'm one of the most positive people around, but it's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be vulnerable to each other. That's why you are a partnership. That's why you can smile in front of the crowds and be okay, and really break down and be there for each other, and let each other know that it's okay to feel anxiety or panic or those types of feelings, because the sooner that you're able to communicate that stuff out, the better that you're going to be off down the road as you're going through the treatment process. And God knows that Tamara and I have cried many, many times together about situations that I was scared of, or things that I have panic or anxiety about. In fact, just recently in my, you guys are seeing me getting better, but it doesn't always, just because I'm physically getting better doesn't necessarily mean that my mental health is just raring to go. And Tamara and I just recently had a breakdown a couple weeks ago to where I was crying. I just want to be done with this chemotherapy, and sometimes it never seems like it's going to end. But I know we're getting closer to the finish line, but it's okay to be vulnerable. So share that with your loved one. The second thing is that you want to surround yourself with doctors that you feel comfortable with, and that was one of the most important things to me. Was that I interviewed like 4, 5, 6 different doctors, and I wanted to make sure that the doctor that I talked to didn't talk to me in some kind of legalese or doctor speak. I wanted somebody that was going to speak exactly in a way that I would be able to understand what the heck was going on. I wanted him to say, "You have a lot of tumors. You have 29 tumors in your body, Imran, and it's going to take 4 months of chemo, and it's going to make you feel sick, and this is what we're going to do." And those are the kinds of things you need to have, those honest conversations with your doctor. And I'm lucky, I have a wonderful doctor that's been working with me for the last 4 or 5 months, and I've been able to just sit there and ask him questions, and having somebody there that will take the time to spend with you and really talk to you about all the different um, side effects or potential problems that you might have during your recovery time. That's important. I have extreme pain in my shoulders and under my arms where the lymph nodes are. And had I not had a doctor that really told me the truth about some of the stuff that I'd be going through, I think I'd be panicking. But knowing that the doctor and I went through this, told Tamara about some of the things that I would be experiencing, it makes me feel more at ease that this is more of the regular process, and I feel more comfort, even though I am going through some of the pain. The other thing that I did is I surrounded myself with people with a positive mindset, and I mean that in the sense that everybody's going to come and give you advice, and that's okay. It's it's okay to get people to give you their advice. The key is that you're staying positive about your recovery. Stage 4, I know is, and some people just think this is the end. Stage 3, what I have, I definitely thought that at one time, and I think the doctors knew that it was a potential, that it was probably something more than I could recover, but I just never gave up. I've just never given up on that, and I knew with myself and Tamara and the people around me and my friends and family and the support that I have from everybody that I wasn't going to lose. It just was not an option, and and having those people around you is such a big thing. And I really attribute a lot of my recovery and me getting to this stage now by having people that I've surrounded myself with that have stayed positive and helped me through things. A couple of other things I'd like you to consider is creating a log, whether you're the survivor, you're the person that's going to beat this, or you're a family member that's working and helping your family member with cancer. I think it's really important to create a log where you're able to write down your feelings about things and your fears and some of your challenges that you're going through. Um, for me, being able to log a lot of those feelings, I can come back and refer back to them and say, this is how I felt on October 27th when I was diagnosed with a cancer. Look at how scared I was and the fears, and I would have nightmares and things like that in the early November, to where I wasn't sure what things were going to be like. And here I am on April 15th, and I can look back at those and I'd say, I've come a long way, and it helps me with my positivity moving forward. Um, and also create a journal of your current challenges. I knew that I was getting better because I was documenting what was going on with me health-wise and what I could and could not do, and now where I am today, where I can and cannot do things. So, for example, in early November, I couldn't walk probably more than about 50 steps without having to sit down because I couldn't breathe. Yeah, I just couldn't do it anymore. And and as many of you know, I played my first basketball game just a few weeks ago with a friend of mine, BJ Ward, who encouraged me to go out there and play for the first time. And I tried it, and I played a game, and I was winded, but he said something that really made me smile. BJ had said to me, "You're out there running around, and these guys have no clue that you have cancer." And that made me feel good because I could remember and chronicling that I couldn't even walk. And here I am, just a few months later, knowing that I'm getting better, and being able to log that down and refer back to it and seeing the little baby steps of how I'm getting better. That helps me. It helps me get through things. And then finally, the last part of advice that I would give to you during this early stage of you discovering your cancer is that you got to accept help from all people. And um, I get advice all the time about health, and people talking to me about specifically what I should eat. And I get everything from you should go juicing and you drink kale and that kind of stuff to, you might want to rub some aloe vera behind your left ear and pat your head and rub your belly, and that's going to work because it worked for my uncle. And and sometimes that stuff sounds kind of funny or ridiculous, but I'll tell you, it's out of the goodness of somebody's heart that's trying to make me feel better. because a lot of times it's just you don't know what to say. I mean, what do you say to somebody that has cancer? And I love the fact that they're taking time out of their day to give me their version of advice. And the key is that while it may have worked for somebody before, everybody has different cancers. It's not like all of our cancer is the same. It's not like all of our cancer is in the same stage. I'm 35, maybe the uncle was 66, and we have a different body makeup. So it's I'm leaving it to the doctors who studied cancer and how to beat it and the medicine that comes with it. And after I'm able to beat the life-threatening parts of it, I'm going to change my diet, of course, and go that route. So it's important, though, that when you're getting all this advice, whether you think it's off the wall or you think that it's helpful, take it. People are just trying to be helpful. They're your friends, they're your family that care about you. And it's important to just let them know that you appreciate it. I'm not as great as I should be as far as letting people know how much I appreciate them reaching out to me. I get, I'm fortunate. I have a lot of people that message me and wish me well, and it's very tough to try to keep up with that. But if you are watching and you have sent me a message, I appreciate it more than you know. I really do. So even though this was a Team Imran video, and just to let you know, I have one more chemo session. It's going to be at the end of this month, and after the end of this month, they're going to reevaluate me to see if the tumors have gone away, and then I'll begin the radiation part of it. So I'm not cancer free, but I think I'm well on my way. And again, this is a very different Team Imran update, but I hope that you specifically, friend of mine who was just devastated with news with your husband, I hope you're watching this. And for those of you that are going through it with a family member yourself, I hope you take a little bit of what I say and maybe you apply it, because it really helped me. And I hope that the 4 or 5 or 6 things that I pointed out to you are something of use that you could do to help you get through this, because having a survivor mentality is the first step in beating this. And I definitely have that, and that's definitely what put me on the path that I'm on to beating it. So have a great night, everyone, and I'll update you soon. We'll talk then.